South Beach is a fantastic playground, but it's not kind of, it's not really a kind of indigenous culture. It's where people, it's kind of spring break, you know, it's where people come in to have their fun, you know, and they have these kind of hedonistic conferences like the World Dance Music Conference, they have the Hip Hop Conference, they have, you know, they pull all this kind of stuff in, and it kind of works because Miami is just such a fantastic, Miami Beach is just such a fantastic place for that. I mean, it's got all these, you've got the, you know, the beautiful kind of Art Deco hotels, and you've got, you know, sort of kind of Ocean Drive and Lincoln and all, you've got all this stuff going around there, and it's got a bit of, it's just got a nice kind of sort of vibe to it, so, but not at all like not at all like London in the late 70s, early 80s. I mean, that was much more of a kind of indigenous thing that people, you know, a whole kind of generation of people who basically, I mean, it's basically, it's a 1964 Education Act that caused punk, basically. It's the Butler Education Act, which basically gave the working classes a liberal education for the first time, you know, so you had disaffected working class youth who were kind of, you know, if you went to college to learn a trade, like kind of plumbing or carpentry and joinery, you had to do this liberal studies thing, and you kind of, you started talking about all the things that you were interested in your life, like kind of from like football hooliganism to kind of rock and roll and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of, these technical colleges became these weird kind of salons of interaction, and people, you know, I think that more than the music was the thing that kind of was the sort of thing that kind of inspired punk. And you've had these kind of, for years you've had all these generations in Britain who've basically been lied to by the ruling classes, right from Lloyd George's Homeless Fit for Heroes thing. You know, you've always had this idea that there would be something great for the working classes around the corner if they just put up and shut up. And unfortunately, after punk, after us kind of crying wolf so much in punk, that's something great with Thatcher, who decimated everything. So, yeah, I mean, I think it was like such an interesting time, such a vibrant time, but very, very, I mean, Miami now is a vibrant time in a very different way.